In this video, we are going to start a new topic in the chapter of photosynthesis in higher plants, and that is quantosome and photosystems. Now, let us learn about quantosome first. So, what is quantosome? The definition of quantosome. Quantosome is a group of pigment molecules. It's a group of pigment or pigment molecules that help in photosynthesis or which help in photosynthesis. Now, it's a group or a collection of pigment molecules. How do you define pigments in just two words? It's something that absorbs light or it is light absorbing, and they help in the process of photosynthesis. This quantosome is also known as photosynthetic unit. So it is the basic unit of these quantosomes. So quantosome is the basic unit and it is usually called as the photosynthetic unit. Now what does this quantosome include? Like what does it have? What are the parts? Let's see the structure of quantosome now. So quantosome has chlorophyll A in the middle. So it has a chlorophyll A molecule in the middle, and around this chlorophyll A, we do it with red color. So around this chlorophyll A are some other pigments except the chlorophyll. So something like that. And these pigments could be except the chlorophyll. They could be chlorophyll B, C, D, E, and bacteriochlorophyll, some other phycobilins, or they could be carotenoids like carotene, xanthophylls, etc. Now this is how it looks like. So we have the chlorophyll A and we have other pigments except chlorophyll A. Apart from chlorophyll A, other pigments we have discussed now, those are present around this main pigment. Now this chlorophyll A, this is called as reaction center chlorophyll. So it is called as reaction center chlorophyll, and chlorophyll A is the main pigment which helps in the process of photosynthesis. And these pigments which are present around the chlorophyll A, these are called as accessory pigments. Accessory means something which helps. So accessory pigments means they are helping pigments. They help this chlorophyll A to finish or to do the process of photosynthesis. They help in the process of photosynthesis. They help the chlorophyll A to do its function. So we have the reaction center chlorophyll in the middle, and we have the accessory pigments which are present around this chlorophyll A, which is the main pigment. Now, how does this chlorophyll A work? So how does this quantosome work? Now, here there is the sun. So sun, and it gives heat and light. So here we have the sun. So I'm going to label it as S here. Now, sun gives light, so it produces the light energy in the form of the wavelengths like this. So these are the light waves. So from the sun the light is coming. So the light energy is coming, and it falls on this quantosome. Is the photosynthetic unit. So this light energy falls on the quantosome. The light energy basically falls on the outer pigments which are present in the quantosome. Now this light energy comes in the form of some light particles called photons. This is very important. So they come in the form of photons, which are nothing but light particles. So this light energy travels, or the photons travels like this in the form of wavelengths, and the light energy falls on the outer layer pigments like these. So it falls on this one. So the light energy falls on this one and falls on here, this one, here, here and here. Now what happens is, let's take this molecule for our understanding. So this molecule got the light energy from the sun. That means now this molecule has the energy, and this molecule is going to pass its energy to the molecule which is present inside it. So just near that molecule, which molecule is present, it's going to pass on to that molecule. So the same thing here as well. So this molecule has the energy and it's going to pass that energy to the front molecule. Same here as well. Here also. So it's going to pass the light energy or the heat energy to the front molecule, to the molecule which is present just near it. So to innerwards. Okay. So this is how it works. So the light energy or the heat energy is coming in the form of photons, in the form of wavelengths, and it's falling on the outer surface pigments, the accessory pigments, and these accessory pigments pass the heat energy, and they pass the heat energy towards inside. So they move the heat energy inside, and finally the heat energy is going to reach the main pigment, that is chlorophyll A. So if you are taking this for our understanding, so it has moved here and then it has moved here, and this molecule is going to move it here. So here it has, here again. Okay, so this is how it works, and the molecule, the outer surface pigments are going to pass the heat energy towards the inner pigments, and the inner pigments finally pass on to the main pigment, that is chlorophyll A, again here as well. So finally all the energy from the sun, all the heat energy from the sun has got to the chlorophyll A, and here is where the main reaction happens, and that's why it's called as reaction center chlorophyll. So chlorophyll A is the main pigment which helps in photosynthesis, and other pigments like chlorophyll B, C, and other phycobilins, carotenoids, xanthophylls, these are the other pigments which help in photosynthesis. How do they help? They help in the passing of the energy from one molecule to another molecule, like this. So this is how this quantosome works. Now this chlorophyll A has got the energy, it has got all the energy from the sun. Now this chlorophyll A has all of the energy from the sun. Now here, just above this quantosome is present a primary electron acceptor. So there is a primary electron acceptor which is present just above this quantosome, and this chlorophyll A and this primary electron acceptor are connected. Now why are they connected? Because chlorophyll A has all of the energy from the sun, and the electrons get excited, and the electrons pass on, or sorry, the chlorophyll A or the atoms in the chlorophyll A pass on the electrons, and the electrons gets excited and goes to the primary electron acceptor. The function of primary electron acceptor is to accept the electrons. It basically acts as a receptor. So it takes the electrons, and there are going to be some other primary electron acceptors like plastoquinone, cytosinin, etc. So some other primary electron acceptors here, and finally it passes on to the next photosystem, that is in that will study in the process of non-cyclic photophosphorylation, which is called as light reaction, that we are going to study later in the later videos. So this is how this is what it happens. So chlorophyll A, again let's recap. So the energy from the sun comes and falls on the outer pigments, and the outer pigments pass on the energy to the inner ones, like that, and then the inner ones also pass on the energy to the chlorophyll A, the main pigment, and then this chlorophyll A, the atoms in the chlorophyll A pass on the energy or pass on the electrons to the primary electron acceptor. So the electron gets excited, or like it's, so normally what is the meaning of excited? Excited means someone who is eager and enthusiastic. So the electrons which are excited can't be stable, they always move here and there. That's why the electron gets excited upwards and go to this primary electron acceptor. Now this is how normally a quantosome works. Now if we take this chlorophyll A and we isolate it, So that we have taken this main chlorophyll A and we have isolated it here. So we have isolated it in a test tube like that. This is a chlorophyll A molecule and we have isolated it in a test tube. If you isolate that chlorophyll A, we don't have the accessory pigments because we have just taken it alone. So we have just isolated the chlorophyll A in a test tube and we have this sun here. Again, I'm going to write S to indicate that it is sun. Now, this sun, again, so this we are isolating or we are doing an experiment with this chlorophyll A. This is not present, this thing, it doesn't happen in the main living system or in the plant body. This we are just doing an experiment, okay? So, from the sun, the light energy or the heat energy comes in the form of, again, in the form of photons, which are nothing but the light particles. So the heat energy comes from the sun and it falls directly on the chlorophyll A this time because there are no accessory pigments. Now when these photons are coming, they are falling on this thing here, the outer accessory pigments, here some energy is being lost because to pass on, let's take this for our understanding. So if this molecule passes on the energy to this one, again this to this one, here some energy is being lost. So, but here there are no accessory pigments, there are no helping pigments which cover this chlorophyll A. There is just one chlorophyll A and the sun, and the photons are coming, the energy is coming and falling on the chlorophyll A directly. And this chlorophyll A, it has lower energy. So when this lower energy, so here when this energy, all the energy that chlorophyll A has, it's the electrons a pair of electrons get excited here and goes to primary electron acceptor. So here a pair of electrons get excited. So 2E minus means electrons. That's how we usually indicate electrons. So this chlorophyll A has lower energy and the electrons again get excited here. Excited means something which is unstable, so which can't be stable like that, it moves. So here also the electron is getting excited upwards in the upward direction. So here 2E minus because a pair of electrons is getting excited and here it goes. But in the normal living system there is this primary electron acceptor. Because we are doing experiment here, there is no primary electron acceptor because in the normal living system there has to be primary electron acceptor. In experimental conditions there is no primary electron acceptor to accept, or it acts as receptor, but in this case there is no such kind of receptor to accept the electrons. So what happens here, it has lower energy, a pair of electrons gets excited and the electrons, when it comes here, they are of higher energy. They are of higher energy, so there is no primary electron acceptor to accept the electrons. So what happens is the electron again comes back. So it again comes back. Now while coming back, so here we have lower energy, here we have higher energy. When the electron from the higher energy again coming back to lower energy, there has to be some change in the energy. So there has to be some extra energy that the electron is receiving, and that extra energy is emitted during this time, during when it is coming back to its former energy. So it's going to emit some of its energy during this time, and this process of emitting the extra energy while returning to its former energy is called as fluorescence. Okay, so this is called as fluorescence. Fluorescence is a process, and it is the very important thing about fluorescence is it can only be seen in, so can only be seen in experimental plants or conditions. Okay, so fluorescence can be only seen in experimental conditions. And what is fluorescence again? Fluorescence is the process of emitting the light in the form of wavelengths. So this light is emitted in the form of wavelength, and that wavelength could be any color. So in some or the other form of color wavelength, it could be red, green, yellow, etc. So in some color it's going to emit, so the energy is emitted, that is called as fluorescence. When is it emitted? When it is trying to return to its former energy, when the electron is trying to return to its previous or former energy. So this is the process of fluorescence. It can only be seen in experimental conditions, and it's a process where electron gets excited in a isolated chlorophyll A molecule. So here we have looked at how quantosome works, and we have looked at what is fluorescence. And fluorescence can be seen in only experimental plants. Why it can be seen only in experimental plants? Why can't it be seen in normal general plants? Because there is no primary electron acceptor while we are doing experiments, while we isolate the chlorophyll A. In the normal living system, there is this primary electron acceptor which will act as receptor, which will act take in the electrons, or which will receive the electrons and again send it to the next photosystem or next quantosome. So this is the structure of quantosome, and this is nothing but fluorescence. Now we will take up the photosystems, that is PS1 and PS2 in detail, and the structure of it as well. So till now we have looked at quantosome, which is nothing but a photosynthetic unit, and we have looked at the process of fluorescence, and we have learned that quantosome is a collection of, or a group of pigment molecules which help in photosynthesis. Now let us take the actual structure of photosystem. So we have learned that photosystems is like a quantosome, and photosystems are divided into two types. So there is photosystem 1, and there is photosystem 2. So there are two types of photosystems which are present in the thylakoids. So photosystem 1 and photosystem 2, and the theory, like there are present two photosystems, PS1 and PS2. The theory was given by Emerson in the form of Emerson's effect and Wettrop. So photosystem 1 is also known as PS1, and this is called as PS2. Now again, let's take a look at the structure of both of them, photosystem 1 or PS1 and photosystem 2 PS2. Now it's like quantosome only. So here we have the chlorophyll A, and we have the accessory pigments. These are the helping pigments which help the chlorophyll A to do its function. So chlorophyll A is the reaction center chlorophyll. Reaction center chlorophyll. Why is it called reaction center chlorophyll? Because here is where the main reaction of photosynthesis begins. So this is reaction center chlorophyll, and we know that these are accessory pigments. So accessory pigments, and this is chlorophyll A molecule which is present in the middle, and it's called as reaction center chlorophyll. Now this reaction center chlorophyll, this absorbs, so it absorbs 700 nanometer. So 700 nanometer, this is the very important when we are talking about PS1. So this is the most important point in PS1, because this is the only difference between PS1 and PS2. So here it absorbs 700 nanometer, the chlorophyll A molecule absorbs 700 nanometer. In photosystem 2, it's going to absorb a different number. We'll take it later. So chlorophyll A absorbs 700 nanometer, 700 nanometer. Now again, here we have the sun again, so S, and from the sun we are getting the heat energy, the wavelengths in the form of photons again. The same thing is going to happen as we are looking at the structure of quantosome. So this is the photosystem 1, and here we have the reaction center chlorophyll, which absorbs 700 nanometer. This is very important. So this is the structure of photosystem, and because we are talking the photosystem is present in the living system itself, there is a primary electron acceptor which is going to accept the electrons. Primary electron acceptor. So the function of primary electron acceptor is just to accept the electrons, and it just passes on to the next photosystem, etc. So, and this is how the main light reaction happens. This is where the ATP and NADPH molecules get synthesized, etc. So that is in the process of non-cyclic photophosphorylation. So this is the structure of, we have looked at the structure of photosystem 1 or PS1. Now let us take the structure of photosystem 2. So here we have the chlorophyll A, and again we have the accessory pigments. So here we have the accessory pigments which help in the process of photosynthesis. So we're just drawing some of them. So now these are accessory pigments. And this chlorophyll A is our reaction center chlorophyll. Now this reaction center chlorophyll absorbs, or chlorophyll A molecule absorbs 680 nanometer. This is also very important. Now this is the only difference between PS1 and PS2. So PS1 absorbs 700 nanometer, PS2 absorbs 680 nanometer. So this is the only difference between PS1 and PS2, just a little difference. And again, just to make it clear, here we have the sun, and sun radiates or emits the light energy or heat energy in the form of photons. And again, we know that we have this primary electron acceptor which is going to accept the electrons and pass it on to the other receptors like plastoquinone, cytochrome, etc., and then pass it on to the next photosystems. So this is called as electron transport chain, that also we are going to study in the next sessions. So this is the structure of photosystem 1 or PS1 and PS2. So here the reaction center chlorophyll absorbs 700 nanometer, here it absorbs 680 nanometer. This is the only difference between PS1 and PS2. So these both are very important. And also we have looked at the structure of quantosome, that it looks like this thing only, and it has the sun. It doesn't have the sun, but the light energy, the heat energy comes from the sun, and that's what happens. Finally it comes to the chlorophyll A, and the electrons in the atoms of chlorophyll A pass on to primary electron acceptor. And also we have seen when we isolate one chlorophyll A molecule, and we have seen that the electron goes up, and then here there is no primary electron acceptor to accept the electrons. So what happens, again it comes back, and while it is coming back, during that time the extra energy is being emitted or radiated outwards, and that is called as fluorescence, and it can be seen only in experimental plants. And the extra energy which is being emitted is in some or the other kind of color wavelength. So this is a structure of both photosystems, PS1 and PS2, and also we have looked at quantosome and the process of fluorescence.